Thank you. Okay. Wow. This was not good.
Okay, well, how do you do that?
Not like this. In Philadelphia, it was much easier.
We don't have time to explain how to turn audio off and video off. Just do it if you can.
Yeah, I've actually presented there, just to tell you the truth, on middle school learning. That was different than this mess. Right. Anyhow, okay. So, okay, Lynn, I see you. That means you came over to the right Zoom. That's good. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so I've given you a note sheet. Sorry, people on Zoom. I made a grid of note sheets and I don't know what to have done about that, but anyhow. And we have a few pens too. So the bottom line is we did both the boat trip and the road trip, and I was asked to do a presentation on the boat trip, but because I've had so many people ask about road trip too, I do have a second PowerPoint that if you want to, we can do. And I'm sorry it's taken us so long to get this far, but in any event, basically you would fly into Dublin. Can everybody see this if I have it up this high? I know you guys can't. Okay, so you would fly into Dublin and then you would take the shuttle either out to Carrick-on-Shannon, which is what we did if you're going south. And then you take the shuttle back to Dublin at the end of your week. Or I don't know what you guys are doing about the number of boats, and I don't want to talk about that because we've talked about it. Fly in Dublin, go to to Portumna, and then the boat goes north and you get a shuttle back to Dublin. But that's basically what it looks like. They will arrange it for you, and the cost depends upon a whole lot of factors, which probably have changed since we did it a year and a half ago. The boat arranged it for us, yes, and how much it cost was based, and we actually paid for it through the boat.
25.
Well, because it was 6 of us, it was $50 a person. So because of the day that we asked to do it, it wasn't a regular shuttle, whatever. So about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. It was only 6 of us. It was just us. We didn't need to make it complicated. Oh,
Would you please repeat the questions because we're not hearing them?
I was asked, did we arrange a bus or anything? And I said no, because this was a trip we arranged on our own. It was my Carl and I, my brother and his wife, and then Kathy Haven and Steve Fisher from SOS. And so we did it ourselves. We didn't have, help with anybody other than Dario Gamboa, who was our contact at Lerboat for hiring the boat. So looking into things like buses and stuff like that for more people, no, we did not do anything. How long? The other question was, how long did it take? It's about an hour and a half, 2 hour drive, either to up to from Dublin, either up to Carrick-on-Shannon or from Dublin down to Portumna. Okay, what? Okay, so anyhow, we're just going to have to deal with this, guys. We don't know why it's doing it. So what I wanted you to see is basically where the River Shannon lays in Ireland. It's a north-south. You can see Carrick-on-Shannon up high and coming down through Banagher. The Portumna is not labeled on this screen that you're seeing right now. Banagher is where we stayed the next to the last night. And you can also see where Dublin is all the way over on the right side. This is going to drive us crazy. But
I try unplugging and plugging the HDMI back in there?
you're welcome to do anything you want to.
Oh, well,
Hopefully we
pull it
don't
up.
lose it. So people on Zoom, we're having technology here. The picture blinks on and off for us, even though it doesn't do that to you. So, okay, so has everybody got their geography okay right now?
So we get off at Banneker.
No, you go below Banneker. The Portumna is not showing on this picture.
But it's below Banneker. How far might it be from from Shannon to, like, it looks like that's further, from Shannon Airport to, Carrick-on-Severn, Shannon.
So from Shannon Airport to, I don't have a good answer for you because I don't remember what it was.
It's also almost impossible to find a nonstop to Shannon.
Right, very limited times of the year. So now you can see a little bit better. You have Carrick-on-Shannon up there. You have Portumna down in the left-hand picture. You have Portumna down there. You see Banneker is just north of it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the right-hand picture is a little bit close up of the first like day or two. So from Carrick-on-Shannon to Athlone.
It's 12 hours, is that?
It's 12 hours. We did lunch at Drama the first day and stayed overnight at Armenbury, which was below Ruski and was not a good thing to do.
So,
And then we did Lanesboro the second night, and then we did Athlone the third and fourth night.
boat,
Yeah, you're on the boat every night, just like you do with a bareboat. You sleep on the boat. What is going on? It depended on a lot of things.
It's only like 3-4 hours. It's not a huge distance. The river's not like some Chesapeake Bay. It's not that, it's much smaller than that.
Janet, this is Phil on Zoom with Jill. Can I ask a question, please?
Yeah, Phil, I hear you. So did you notice his voice cut out when the picture went? So I have no idea what the reason is for that.
Can I ask my question?
Sure, go ahead.
So you mentioned you did something on the first or second day that was a bad choice. Can you share it, please?
I'll get to that. You'll hear more about it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you much.
Anyhow, so we started Carrick-on-Shannon. We took the shuttle from the airport to Carrick-on-Shannon. It is going south on it is red is on the left, green is on the right, which starboard shines green and port is glowing red. I can see those barges far
They
ahead.
take out for a check ride. They get in the boat, they make sure you know where forward and reverse is, make sure you don't run into pilings or any of the bridges. And as long as you have a general understanding of the boat, they're ready to go. So it's not like some big test where you have to back into a square or back into a slip or anything. Just a general idea.
So the gentleman on the left with the red back of his neck is the guide from the base. This is getting worse instead of better, isn't it, Shirley? It's blinking more frequently.
So
Do you have another computer? You could try that.
We've tried a couple of things already. The problem is it's my Zoom on my computer and recording.
It
So-
seems like it has memory problems or connection problems, because you see the whole image. So you blink like that. And
So we guys heading upstream.
We went downstream. We went from
You were heading
Carrick-on-Shannon
Okay.
down to
Okay.
Portumna. We
Okay.
did.
When you're doing your slides, are you sharing from Zoom?
The people on Zoom can see the slides without the blinking that we're experiencing. Yeah, okay. So anyhow, that's going out for the trial run. You just go under the bridge. So I collected pictures from everybody who went in order for this. Please realize that a year and a half ago, when we did this for our pleasure, we had no idea we were going to have to explain it to a whole bunch of people. So there are pictures that I don't have. There are things I don't remember that would have perhaps been important to know, but we're doing the best we can.
And this is one of the larger boats. It's got 3 cabins, 3 heads, big, huge kitchen table, and so this is one of the bigger boats. Generally, the other boats are probably a little bit smaller. This is like 45 feet or something, but usually like 40 feet or 38 feet. And you see the bumper going all down the side, that's so you don't do bumper cars with the boat next to you.
Yeah, do you see the blue
Okay.
along the edge?
Yeah,
That's all bumper material.
boats have that on there. So.
And we did take a little piece out of it once when we lost our engine, but they didn't notice, so it didn't matter. Because there was other people who had taken a whole lot of other pieces out of it, so. Right. Well, this is kind of like packed down inner tube almost. So, but I wanted you to have the stern view because basically see the black doorway to the right? That's where we walked in and you walk kind of along the side of it and there's 1, 2, 3 doorways into our 3 cabins. And then the front you'll see a picture of in a moment. And then to get up above, which is where we steered from, you come out of that black doorway and you walk up the stairs and you'll see more pictures of all of that too. Luckily, these were new to some of the other people there, so they took more pictures than I did of the boat. So you get the benefit of that. Thank you, my brother and sister.
There we have
So,
bicycles, and probably a bicycle is not necessary. There's not a lot of trails, there's not a lot of, if you really want to get in a little town and bicycle into town, that would be fine, but you're not gonna go on a 10-mile bicycle ride. So I said, it was.
well, we did only once.
We
But...
used it once, but we went way out of our way just for a picture.
So those of you who did the French Canal, and I don't know about the one you did in 2021, you could ride your bike along and help with the locks. That is not the case here. You are going down a river. There is no pathway to ride your bike along. And everywhere we docked, the town was very like either right there or within a 2-minute walk. The only time we used our bikes were in Athlone. We stayed there for 2 nights and we rode bikes out to a dead castle. We did not find we needed bikes. However, when we did all the research, it was like, oh, it's a mile into town or it's this or that. No, none of the towns we stopped in did that become the truth. So, but this is showing also is the helm, Carl.
Yeah, this is the helmet, and basically it goes 6 knots. The diesel engine, it's on a retard, so you can't go faster than 6 knots. It does have a bow thruster, but unless you know how to use a bow thruster, you can only use it for about 2 seconds or 5 seconds, and then you got to stop. If you use it for longer than that, you run the battery down, and you have no bow thruster. So a bow thruster is a minute adjustment to get you turned a little bit quicker than the steering wheel turns it. But if you're pushing the button like 10, 15 seconds, the battery's going to run down, you're going to be in trouble. So it's hit the button, get it steer a little bit, wait a couple of minutes, the boat will change. Plus it responds really well because you have the engines and the going across the rudders, so it responds fairly well. But again, it's a little bit higher the boat, but it helps you line up in the locks and things like that. But again, it's only like 2 seconds, 5 seconds, let go, wait a few minutes, 2 seconds, 5 seconds, let go. Again, just a stutter step you around. It's not to steer you around the front.
And there's only 5 locks. Again, nothing like France.
Yeah.
So okay, Kathy Haven, my sister-in-law. What this is if I told you you're going to walk along the side of the boat all the way to the front, and this is the front. This is the seating that was kind of like a U shape. And then do you see the line up there and the handle for the window? That's how I got in and out on the bow. So there was no walk around the side to the bow. It was strictly climb in and out that window. Every time I had to do it, whether we docked, whether we went in and out of a lock or whatever, but that was only with this style of boat, just this one. But it was easy to do, but needless to say, I was the bow person for the duration, which was fine. It was fun. And then facing that table, if you had your back to the table and face forward, you had your refrigerator, your stove, and a couple of cupboards for your provisions.
You may have a faulty cable.
It's the HDMI. I'm hearing it click. I'm hearing it fritz.
Right, so if we have another HDMI
Do
cable.
you have another HDMI cable? In the meantime, this is what I wanted you to see is the beauty, the views, the serenity. These are pictures Carl and I would have taken.
That's typical.
Yes, yeah. By the time you get through, you'll see a lot of typical. Okay, so do you hear it spritzing back there?
See it.
Is it electrically spritzing? Yeah, do you hear it spritzing? Yeah, it's not happy.
I get it different.
So I'm on the picture on the right, I'm on the bow, taking the picture of them up on that helm area where he showed you, but again, you see why I can't get from the bow up to there. People on Zoom, sorry, we are going to have to change cables because this cable is not happy.
And here, and then you can.
We did a week. Okay, you've got a cover over it. Thank you. I'm like, why can't I make this work now?
Wish I knew how to mute this.
I am so sorry, people. We really did think we had this technologically solved.
We'll dock your paycheck.
Zero divided by zero is zero. Meeps, can I eat anyway?
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm talking about later.
No, I know, I.
All right, so we have a plug-in that's detecting the device. Hopefully I'm detectable. Oh, this is what it did before where it wanted to do a wrong setup.
Press
Oh.
down the button on your Samsung remote. If your device is a PC.
What?
I did. Is this the remote? This one. Make sure it's not one of the other ones.
No, it's right here.
Oh,
That.
that one. Okay, that's what I need.
That was for volume. I thought they used that one.
There we go.
No, we don't want to do that. So later.
Yeah, it's not necessarily.
The unknown HDMI is what she's.
Yeah, okay.
Right, so.
Why did we get one?
Not working.
It did. We went through all of this and we shut it off and started it.
There we go.
All right.
Got it.
Maybe we'll stop blinking. So you guys on Zoom have not been frustrated by the blinkage that's been going on here. All right, anyhow. So this was our first lock. And I do have a video at the end of a little more about locks. Some of you are familiar with them, some of you aren't. So I do have a little video at the end of this. Anyhow, so basically that's what it looks like. You put lines up, you do things, the water level changes. We stopped for lunch in Drummond, and this middle picture I want you to see because you've asked me what is it like, the dockage and stuff. This is the dockage at Drummond. No electricity, no anything. You just pull over to concrete and tie up the lines. This one, there's no cost for. I'm going to defer to Doug, who is going to talk directly to somebody in Ireland to get the answers to those questions. He's working on it. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, you're running your engine all day. So, yeah, we had no, I think we only plugged in Athlone because we were there for 2 days. Other than that, we never plugged in. So.
Okay, all the, we allowed to wreck.
Janet, can you give us the questions, please?
The question they're asking is there more room than what you see in this middle picture? And I said, that's a question. So Doug is dealing with the fact that there's so many boats and
We have a lot.
this.
So following, okay. The current status is we have 9 boats. We're gonna have 1 more boat. We haven't ordered, but right now we have.
Okay, can you come over here and talk so Zoom people can hear you or speak louder?
We have 9 boats reserved. We have 1 more, which is basically full. We have 61 people on board. A wait list about 9. There's a slop of 2 or 3 people who are, it's not clear what's going on. The issue of how many boats and what we have along the way is not just dockage. It's also, okay, we're in this cute little village. Yeah, let's go.
Not going to be 60 at
Let's
once.
go to the pub. Yeah, okay. so that questions are, there's a bunch of different options. The option that does not require any tinkering with the charter company is that when we set out, some of the boats go real far and some go fewer. So what we do is we spread ourselves out. And at the end, you can the place right after Portumna is not very far beyond.
And the place just before Carrick-on-Shannon is also. So Doug had the idea, maybe a boat goes north and then south, so you become like more stair steps.
Yeah.
Another one goes south and then north.
Yeah.
So you end up more stair steps and only 2 or 3 in any given place at the
Right.
same time is what he's proposing. Because we brought this up
Yeah.
at the very, very beginning. Nobody understood it until I gave this speech in
Yeah.
Philadelphia, and then they are in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And then they're at, oh, that's what you're talking about. Because this is so different than anything you guys have experienced before, as far as,
And so the question about raft.
Good, thank you. I'm taking notes.
okay, in the right-hand picture, we had lunch in Drummond at Cox's Steakhouse, which was one of the places that we had read about. Okay, so I got so anxious with this, I want to back up a little bit, sorry. For provisioning in Carrick-on-Shannon, they shuttled us to the grocery store. And then the grocery store itself had this van with so all your groceries go into a plastic bin. And the bins slide right into the van, 2 or 3 layers. And then they bring it to the boat, and then you empty the plastic bins of groceries and then leave the bins by the door of the Le Boat. It's Le Boat, it's Emerald Star, same difference. We did not, again, it was only 6 of us, much simpler and different than what you all deal with. So we got them there then. So we didn't even look into that option because it was easy with only 6 of us.
I think that the most obvious change that we might do that would involve changing the reservations we have with the boat / Emerald Star would be that maybe we will have some of the boats go a day earlier. So instead of leaving on Saturday, they would Saturday to Saturday, they would do Friday to Friday. There will be no boats going Sunday to Sunday. Since
It's Ireland.
Open on Sundays. The boat Emerald Star is not open on Sunday, according to the documents. I recommend highly, when you're talking about the number of hours and the number of miles and the specific things, please look at the documents that are cited online. Le Boat has a lot of good stuff there, so you can see name of place, name how many hours, etc.
Yeah, it's an easy ride. The bottom line is it's a very easy ride.
Yeah.
We did way too much the first day when we were getting to know the place, when we didn't know what we were doing, when everybody was learning the boat, and when we had sleet and freezing rain. We still had a great time. We just screwed everything up on day 1, and then we got it done. We were there 1st of August, so basically September 30 to so a whole month later than you guys. I'm sorry, October, September 30 to October.
Good.
So the question is, when will it get decided if people go different days? And he said soon.
Doug, did you consider the option of having a group of the boats go north and the other group go south?
Yeah, that's a definite.
All the availability. I've been asking for the availability one by one, and how many do you have left now we could do? And I've been asking north to south. Okay. So it's conceivable we might just do some up and some down.
5 go this day and 5 the next day, that makes sense.
And it seems to me that if we were to do that, then they would have a big nerve charging us a one-way fee.
If we were to pick.
No, he's still she's talking, everybody goes south.
The question was, what if we could reverse some of them and go Portumna to
It's still, you would start in Portumna, end in Carrick, the other half would start in Carrick, end in Portumna. It's still a one-way fee.
Well,
He's doing.
there shouldn't be a one-way fee.
Okay, can we figure that out elsewise? I realize I'm
Yeah.
bringing up problems, but it's problems we talked about from the very beginnings, though.
Yeah.
Right, okay. We ate at a place called Cake Me Away in Carrick-on-Shannon. It was called Cake Me Away for coffee and protein bars. Oh, they make their own protein bars. They were delicious. Yeah, in Carrick-on-Shannon, we had coffee and protein bars because we get there. They picked us up at 6:37 in the morning at the airport. And so we were there by 9, something like that. We had the whole day. We did dinner at the Landmark Hotel. Cryans, Cryans was the name of one that was recommended, but it was too full. Sorry, I forgot to tell you.
So I'm sorry, the first day you're already on the water and moving.
No, when we got picked up, I said that I screwed up because I was anxious with all of this craziness. When we were in Carrick-on-Shannon, I should have told you those details. So we got to Carrick-on-Shannon around noon. We had the whole day to walk around the village, to do provisioning, to enjoy things. Then they did the checkout, and then we slept on the boat and left the next day to Drummond, which is where we are now. So again, my apologies, people. It'll get better. Okay.
It's not winter.
So again, just some pictures of Drummond streets. I thought you would enjoy the street sign.
Scoop your food, it's your duty.
So this is what you're gonna see for the week. No fences are needed because the water is the best fence. And sometimes they look at you, most of the time they don't really care. Horses, sheep, cows, what? I thought Zoom talked. Okay, so this is what you asked me that I said about our first day. We stopped for lunch in Drummond. We went through Ruski, did not stop there. That is a place that people could choose to stop, okay? And then we went on to Tarmanbury based on what we understood them telling us about Tarmanbury. We did not find the proper place to stop. We went through the lock. There was only one little place to turn right off the river. And if we went any farther, it looked like it was going to get very narrow. Again, big boat. We didn't want to go for narrow. So there was just a wooden thing there that we tied up to the side, walked through a construction site and had a wonderful dinner at the Keenan Bar. If you go online to where you can look up restaurants and stuff like that and plug in Keenan Bar, you'll see beautiful pictures. You'll see other boats near it. We did not find that. So that is going to be a better question to ask in Ireland to do it right because we did it wrong.
Spelling that word.
It's on your notes. So that day we went through Loch Forbes, and Loch Forbes, Lough's name basically is the river, a lake. And then so we did go through the loch right before Tamanbury, and Carl, that's where we ran into. I was going to say we ran into trouble, but we literally ran into the sides. So
Sorry. Same with the law.
no, the loch right before Tamanbury. It's in River, Forbes. So, but that's where we learned that you can't hold on to the bow thruster that long because you lose the whole engine for a moment and then the current takes you where you didn't plan to go.
And then what do you do when you lose?
Because we were going so slow, we ended up over to the side.
And
We held on to some branches while Okay, Kathy, Debbie and I held on to some branches of, so we were like, the bow of the boat was almost up to the concrete where we wanted to be to wait for the lock to open. We just didn't quite make it. So we held on to branches while they figured out and did the settings and then got it to work. So,
It was a skipper issue. too.
but
Did they explain that to you when you did your check-in on the boat? Did they talk to you about the bow thrusters and how long to use them?
No.
did they talk about how long to use the bow thruster when you did your checkout?
Okay.
No.
No.
Thank you.
So when we went to France in 2014, Carl and his late wife did a lot with power boats. So he actually became, even though Laura Gwynn was our skipper, he was actually the coach for every single person on the helm to learn how to do it. So for him, this was like, it was easy and he was, yeah.
I've had 3 boats on different canals. I've never had a problem with the bow thrusters, but I've never used them that long. I mean, you just lose.
Right, right, yeah.
Again, that all it is a correction. You know, it gets your boat tilted to where you want to go, and then the motor, you increase the speed, and you'll finish your turn.
It was, I will just say Carl was not on the helm at the time that happened. No, it's in all seriousness, it was somebody who was unfamiliar with a bow thruster and became anxious with the current because there was a river drop off over to the left. We were perfectly safe, but I think a little anxiety kicked in and the bow thruster was used too long. And we learned that you can't use it for a long time. And now all of you know better than that, won't make that mistake.
Right.
You'll also know how to get
Yeah.
better
Use
information
it
about Tamanberry too. So the next day, this was probably our best evening going into Lanesboro. So that's your next box. And this was the view from our dock. So we basically, this is where you dock, is at parks like this. Okay. And there we are, that is where we docked for Lanesboro. And we're like all the way out on the left. That's our boat. Okay. A beautiful park to walk through. The town's right there. Just absolutely gorgeous. We wanted to go to Ballylig Castle, but it was closed. There is the Loch Ray Distillery that does gin and whiskey. Loughree Distillery that has gin and whiskey.
Say it again.
Loughree Distillery has gin and whiskey. And then there's something called the Distillery Yard Coffee Dock. And we did walk around there and got coffee. That's the night that we did. Oh, you needed to see a sunset. Tell me that wasn't a beautiful way to end the day. Well, actually, it wasn't the end of the day. That was before we went into town for the pub, which was this. So it started out with these 2 gentlemen.
Looks like a shot from a movie.
Oh, come on. How do I have no sound?
We don't have a
Down there,
picture.
fine.
You need sound.
I had sound 3 times earlier today. I'm betting it's the darn, it's not even, the video's not working.
I didn't see the pictures. Oh, dang it. Oh, that you on the block?
Yeah.
Looks like you.
Well, I had some Irish music for you. It's been lost in the translation. I sincerely apologize. I think it's probably because of this stupid share thing.
Remember, St. Patty's Day is coming up. Just a few days, 10 days, so hey.
I'm not on mute.
Hey, Janet, question. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Question?
yeah.
It looks like you couldn't fit 1 boatload of people in that little bar, much less 2 or 3 or 4 boatloads.
That's correct. Where the 2
Right.
gentlemen are facing, the 6 of us are sitting, and that was the end of the space for that room.
It was really
Wow.
This one. Did you touch this one to
No.
bring the sound back? Does that sound? Did it come in?
But the
Volume.
video's not even going.
Yeah, but the video isn't playing.
The video isn't playing.
Okay,
Is this PowerPoint you're using?
this
Yes.
is sound.
And it worked earlier.
brightness.
I played, this is the screen that I went to every time I checked. Did I not sing to you guys earlier today, Shirley? All right, well, darn it, and I am sorry. And if you knew how long it took me to get these stupid videos to work. And what I had to do to my machine.
We're enjoying the pictures.
Very now, yeah, the living lot.
All right, that's the Lanesboro Bridge. Again, scenes that you'll enjoy as you go down the river. This is our first view of Athlone. We stayed here for 2 nights. So this is our boat. On the left-hand picture, right next to the red boat is our boat. You see it backed in there? That was our champion Carl and my brother Bob. Just slid it right on in there. It is yeah. Huh?
Was there very much current?
No, not here. The only places that there's current is there's a few places where by the side of the river, there's a slough off to another part of the canal and there is a pull there, but it's wide. Oh, come on.
You back in or go bow in or does it matter?
We backed in because of the way to get off the boat.
Yeah, okay.
We
Okay.
had to get off on the
Oh, that's right,
stern.
you gotta go.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
no getting off the bow.
Yeah.
This particular boat,
Yeah.
there was no getting off the bow. So anyhow, so if you look at the boat where I said, and then you're gonna walk up the pathway toward the building and then turn right and come up the hill, you are now at this bridge that you see in the right-hand picture. And you walk across the bridge to St. Peter's and Paul, which is the church, and to the left of it is Athlone Castle and Sean's Bar. We're not gonna have Sean's Bar music either. Anyhow, so our long day, we took a bike ride out to Moyden Castle. It was 12 miles. And we knew it. You can rent them in Athlone. You can rent bikes right there in Athlone. I'm not gonna, yeah. So Melinda asked, what was the big deal about 12 miles? And I'm not gonna dignify that with an answer. Anyhow, you want to try baby Guinness? How many of you know what a baby Guinness is? I forget, but it has something to do with Guinness and like a harder liquor too.
Oh, you
can get baby Guinness. It's kind of like a, okay, but they call it a baby Guinness, I guess.
Okay.
You're gonna need a shake.
You're floating on shandy and baby share.
Anyhow, so the cool thing about this castle was that it was used in the U2 album. But the interesting thing about the U2 album is it was recorded in a castle by a lord who loved music and loved to have people use his place. It was not recorded in this castle, but they used this picture for their album. And the owner of this castle gets mad at how many people come to look at it and stop and take pictures. So he put that ugly rusted trailer there to make you less likely to do it. Clearly we got there and did it anyway, but that's beside the point. And then I was fascinated with the parallel structure between St. Peter's and Paul and Moyden Castle. So
It's cool.
I decided to include this picture. So on the bike ride, this is Steve offering his hand in sacrifice to the cows. They licked him, they did all kinds of things. And then those 2 horses won the Hunter jump in 2023. They won the Irish National. They're owned by Peter Walken. And Peter Walken's standing there with his horses talking to us. Like we're just 6 Americans in the middle of nowhere. And he talked to us. So
Who's Peter Walker?
the name is Peter Walken of the guy who did it, who owns those horses. So we as I told you, as a public marina, we stayed there 2 nights. I think it was about $30. The electricity was about $4, and I think we had to boot up twice. It was as you're going, so well, it'd be going south or north. The public marina was on the east side of the river. We stopped at a wrong marina first, but you know, we really are good boaters. We just made some mistakes. So, and then we had dinner at Dark Horse was where we had dinner that night.
That's where?
Dark Horse was the name of the tavern that we had dinner.
Janet, general questions. Do you want us to wait to the end?
Complete Irish, like people on our boat decided that they wanted to eat Irish. So we ended up eating ashore a whole lot more than I would ever do on a bareboat trip. Oh, Guinness stew, shepherd's pie. There was
Beef, cattle, a lot of beef. There's no organic, side of the fire that we saw. So
well, no, that brown soup. There was a
one thing, maybe.
Yeah.
Had the whole trip.
So it was brown, but it was because it was like pureed lentils and a bunch of other vegetables. It was absolutely delicious. You know, how many of us love that butternut squash that you can get? Right. Okay. So it was that kind of delicious, not as sweet though, and so I had that and brown bread a lot of times, and Sean's bar, which they say is the oldest bar in Ireland.
So I think there was a question on Zoom.
Phil, did you have a question?
Yeah, 2 questions. Number 1, you rented bikes at one place, and yet I thought you had said they automatically put bikes on the boats. I'm confused.
Okay, that's a good question because it's not, I hope what I didn't say. We chose to rent bikes from the beginning, so we paid the daily fee for them because when we were doing the research, it seemed like we would have to bike into towns. The question that came up here was the fact that we rode bikes in Athlone, but they were like, oh, but you wouldn't have the bikes, so you couldn't do that. And what I said was you can rent bikes in Athlone.
Okay.
So I would say Athlone is probably the only place that we were there long enough to make it.
Okay,
To do
thank you.
a bike
My
ride
other
kind of
question.
thing.
Thank you. My
So that was a
second-
good question, Phil. Thank you.
You're welcome, Janet. My other question is, do you feel when you get off the boat and you go into a local town or village that they see bloody tourists coming off the river all the time, or it's mostly locals and they're thrilled to see visiting people, even from the States?
The second, we were very welcomed. In fact, on that bike ride on the way back, we were stopping for a rest break, and a guy who had all the bike gear, like he does miles on bikes, he pedaled by, then turned around and came back, and he goes, oh, it looks like you're here visiting us. And he happened to live out near Moyden Castle. He just chit-chatted for a little while. I mean, he's like an athlete, and he stopped and came back and talked to us. Just because, and the grandmother who was on her way walking the dog before she picked up her son off the bus, she stopped and talked to us. No, so Phil, everybody was lovely, wonderful.
Thank you.
Janet,
Yeah,
I'm getting the impression that Athlone is like 3 notches bigger and more.
Yes.
facilitating
Yeah.
Everything else.
yeah. And I think in my email to you, I had said that would be the place people could do. So people, if you went from the north to the south, south to the north, they could probably overlap one night there. Like it would be the 3rd night for one direction, the 4th night for the other.
Good, yes.
Anyhow, again, depending on how you figure it out, and I can't figure it out because it's making me crazy. Right.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this is my job. So we did,
Excuse me, what was
go
the name
to
of that
Sean's-
town? Could you tell me the name of
This,
that
we're
town,
still,
please?
we are still in Athlone. Do you see? Oh, you don't have anything.
So is
I
that
should-
Athlone?
Athlone.
Thank you.
And Sean's bar is the name of the famous bar that's right across the river from where the marina is.
Janet, might suggest that we go ahead and attach that as a
I
an
sh-
email,
yeah,
so they have it for
Yep.
later,
yep,
even though they don't have it now.
right. So I have a grid that I printed out, which I should have been smart and sent it to Doug for you guys to have, but we'll attach this to whatever they put on the website so you can see. It doesn't have all the handwritten notes, but it has some of the basics. And then you can watch this video again and maybe fast forward through all the goof ups. Okay, so this was Sean's bar, 6 of us. And yes, I have music, but it's probably not going to play again. Nope, it's not going to.
Bring your license plates if you have them.
Okay.
Biggest bar that you went to and how many people could it accommodate?
Sean's bar, well, we went to one in Dublin that probably had 100 people in it, but it wasn't big enough for 100 people.
Yes,
So there were people, the one in Dublin, there were people at the bar, and then there was another layer of people, then there was a third layer of people, then there was a space where people were walking through to get from the front to the back, and then there was me, and then there was Carl, and then there was the back wall. And the entire place was like that.
Yeah.
So we could hear the music, we couldn't see it, but it didn't matter. So anyhow, basically just more scenes of Ireland. So again, this is our boat in the left-hand picture, and the right-hand picture is the scenery at night. Again, beauty, serenity, wonderful. And this is where we're leaving Athlone and heading on to, we're going to stop at, people be ready, I'm going to spell this. It is called Clon MacNoise. It is a monastery ruins. Are you ready for me to spell? CLONMACNOISE. Clon Mac, basically noise.
And how did you pronounce it?
Clon MacNoise. So right outside of this is, we are stopping here. There is dockage right here for you to come off the river or to stop at the side of the river. There's beautiful new docks for you to pull up to. You'll see that. Well, no, you won't see them. Nobody took pictures of them. Sorry. But this is a Norman castle ruin that's right there at Clon MacNoise. And then this is Clon MacNoise itself. Okay, so guys, you'll have the spelling of it when you look at the video. We have the sheet, they do not. I'm spelling for Zoom. Sorry. All of us took about 4,500 pictures and videos of Clon MacNoise. So, but it was just absolutely gorgeous. And you've got the river right there, and we're not going to be able to see this video either. It was funny because they're starting to drive. And they're like, is everybody on? And we're like, well, it's a little too late now. So, but, darn these videos. Okay, well, I can't do anything about it. So again, rolling down the river, we are on our way to what was our last town on the river, Banagher, Banagher, and it's spelled there right on the thing. Again, just cows and scenery and beauty and serenity.
See too many sheep. The more cows than there were sheep.
So I put this one in because of the whole conversation about where can we do dockage. This was when I finally was able to get people to realize it was something to think about. So Kathy, if you look in the right-hand picture, you see Kathy on a concrete parking lot-ish thing. What it was concrete walls, kind of like what you saw that we pulled up to in Drummond, only a whole lot higher. I think we had to get out off a higher level of the boat this time. So our boat was there right where it says Kathy and Dogs in the water. There was another boat behind us, 2 others. You get off the boat, you walk around, and there's a beautiful grass park and a bathroom there. Again, no electricity or anything. And so it's basically just pull off the Shannon. You see how I have the arrow to the Shannon River? It's just basically pull off the Shannon River to this concrete 3-sided thing. Does that explain it? So how many spots there actually are there? I again, questions to ask people who know better. Okay. Any questions? I am so sorry the videos aren't working. So this is the town of Banagher. The two bars that we were told about were Flynn's Bar and JJ Hawk. By this time, it was October 4th, and they were closed because they were done for taking a break at the end of the season. You will be there a month earlier. It's very likely that they will still be.
I'm sorry, what was the name of the second?
It's right on Flynn's Bar. See the picture, Flynn's Bar, and then JJHOUGH is again on the above the red drapes.
Thank you.
And this is our last lock. And yes, I did always wear a PFD. You see how I'm there? I come out the window and I'm there on the bow doing the lines.
So
There's a PFD on, yeah. And you want to wear this PFD. There's no reason to wear your other ones. So
how many fit in the locks?
Should work right. And you might, there's just a couple of them. Again, it's not gonna be a busy thoroughfare, because the time you guys are there, season technically is over after Labor Day. So
And how many feet
three,
is the
four
lock?
boats on there.
How many feet does the lock go up?
it depends. It might go up, it might go down.
Or up or down?
Yeah.
And Janet, those locks are operated by a,
There's a lock keeper everywhere. So you're gonna get a little card and it will pay for the lock and your showers, like I showed you in, if you can figure out how to make it work there. But
Do the locks have any lights that tell you when to go in or when?
yes, where necessary. One of the locks, and it'll be in your book, but one of the locks, you're way outside
Yeah.
and you wait until the light changes. All the other ones you can see, you're close enough to see, but there is one, and it might have been this one, where we had to be farther away and we waited until he happened to see in our direction and then changed the light color and then
Okay.
got the river was across.
It's not complicated at all.
It's not, it's so easy. And so there's not anywhere near the pressure that there was when we were in France in 2014. When the water went up and down, I felt like I really had to, hold, there was some of them that I felt like I had to hold on tight. Easy peasy, so easy. Bathroom, what? Our boat had 3, so you walked along that hallway, you turned left into one bathroom, shower, bed, walk to the other, bathroom, shower, bed, bathroom, shower, bed. So just 3 off of the main right-hand hallway.
basically for the locks, you're just waiting for a light signal. That's the only communication you've got. You're not using a radio or a cell phone.
No radio, no. There was only one that we waited for the light. All the other ones that was right there, and you saw it open or he waved at you or whatever it was. And you will not do that here. No, there's nowhere to get out.
And is the only traffic boats like what we'd be on?
So because of the time, we only saw one boat going upriver the whole time. And
Wow.
this boat that you see in this picture, it's a girl with her husband and 5-year-old and her father. Her father's driving right there. We ran into them 3 times.
Oh.
So this is a smaller boat.
This is the boat. It's a little boat.
Yeah, they rented it from Emerald Star also. And I did have a video showing you how the boat worked, how the well, we'll see, just for the heck of it. Let's see. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I don't want Zoom. Well, I've lost that too. Okay, never mind. Anyhow, I did have a video to show you how the lock worked, but it has taken off. Yep.
She said,
So let's go all the way back. And here will be the answer to your question. So do you see how it gets wide and skinny and wide and skinny? So there's lakes and rivers, and there's places where the river is more narrow, and that's where your locks are. I'm not sure that that's where the locks were, but, something along those lines, Barbara. Okay, so our last day we ended in Portumna, that's where we got off. So we had plenty of time to walk around because we were sleeping on the boat that night and getting a shuttle back to Dublin for Kathy and Steve to leave on the airport, to the airport that next morning. This is how we did our laundry. So Bob and Deb and Carl and I were staying for another week. So this is their laundry. And you put your credit card in and it comes up. What did I say? It comes up. It comes up. I don't remember.
So we
Something
would be
like
getting
picture me or something like that was what it came up on the credit card.
So we would be getting a shuttle back to Dublin?
I don't have an answer for you.
Oh.
Yeah, the cruise is embedded in your Irish vacation. So some of us who've never been to Ireland are definitely gonna be spending some extra time.
But it sounds like you could take the shuttle in the day you were getting on the boat from your flight across the pond.
That's what Kathy and Steve did. They flew over from the night before. They got in at 6:37 in the morning. Shuttle picked us up at 8 or something like that. Took us to Carrick. We hung out at Carrick, provisioned and stuff, got on the boat that night and left the next morning.
And on the end, you could get on the shuttle the same day that you're getting off the boat.
Airport.
I think so.
I don't know because we had to be in by 5 o'clock that night and check out and everything. And it was the next morning that we had the shuttle back.
Yeah.
So I don't know
but
if
the
you
next
could do it
morning
that
you
night.
take the shuttle,
Which the next morning is when
And-
we took the shuttle back to the airport. So Kathy and Steve
and
could,
they jumped on a flight right then.
and we jumped on a rental car.
And crossing the big pond, that you give yourself an extra day between getting off the plane and onto the boat because things happen. So give yourself a day, front end and back end. Yeah.
Barbara Mistrick is suggesting to give yourselves a day to get acclimated. Kathy and Steve did not. They did fine. My brother and sister-in-law, Carl and I, we did go a couple of days early and we played in Dublin.
That's actually standard SOS guide for all bareboat trips to go at least one day early, just because stuff happens.
So I wanted to end this with the rules for a better life that were in the ferry inn. I thought it was cute. Be kind, smile often, work hard, stay humble, expect little, give a lot, be thankful, have fun, laugh more, love always. So that's the one PowerPoint slide I will read, Art.
Bravo.
Hey, I'm just sorry for all the full mess ups and no music. I had really good music to enjoy too, so. I do have, is anybody interested in what we did by car? Oh, absolutely, because what we did is we decided to stay at a B&B and then backtrack or forward track from there, stay at a second one, backtrack forward. Everything's only 2 or 3 hours apart. So this is what we did for the road trip, people on Zoom. We only made 3 stops and did backtracking, forward tracking. People at Hollanderski's are going to take a drink and stretch. You want to take a drink and stretch and you can get off if you don't want to know more.
Yeah, don't turn off the Zoom.
I'm not turning anything off. See, now aren't you glad I have my own account?
Yeah. I can edit the recording. I can edit the recording and chop off the beginning all that.
And all of my mess ups.
Okay.
And I can add all blanking.
I know, but nobody else.
Some Irish music for you.
Jammer. I do know, when we're done with Zoom, I can pull it for you and see up to those scenes.
I do that for Tony. You do all this stuff on Zoom. These speakers, you music, and some days it goes well, and other days it's just a mystery why this stuff happens.
Well, I think watch from is cable.
Shit, man.
Notes for the driving tour. Lifetime.
Yeah.
Totally no.
Trip then, we did outside of Crossville.
You can. No, I'm
60 feet.
No, this is one.
No.
Any notes? That-
Smaller. Until you can land it.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah. Pretty good, that's something to do with. Oh, if they need it.
Drive.
Except for room or whatever it is. Work on it.
Then we did the boats. And then we did 8 days.
Yeah.
9 days, 9 days. 9 nights, I think. 3, 3, 2, 1. Yeah.
Any way we play with it or anything now? Those.
It's because I'm sharing the screen, I think, but I don't know why